Emma's phone rang at exactly 3:17 a.m. No contact name, just unknown. She almost ignored it until she saw something strange. The call duration already showed 0003 before she even answered. Emma frowned. That's impossible. The phone rang again. Same number, same unknown label, but this time she picked up. Silence. Then a soft breath came through the speaker. Familiar. Too familiar. Emma whispered, "Hello?" A pause. Then her own voice replied, but slightly different, lower, tired, older. "Don't hang up." Emma froze. Who is this? The voice on the call hesitated, like it already knew the question, then said, "It's you." Emma sat up instantly in bed. That's not funny. Who is this? A soft exhale on the other end. Then, "I don't have much time." Emma's heart started racing. Time for what? A pause. Then the voice answered, "To fix what you're about to do." Emma went silent. What am I about to do? The voice got quieter, more serious. "You're going to open the door in 12 minutes. Emma looked toward her bedroom door. Locked, dark, still. "No, I'm not," she said quickly. The voice didn't argue. It simply replied, "You always do when you hear knocking." Emma froze, because at that exact moment, from the hallway, a knock sounded. Once. Soft. Real. Emma didn't move. The knock stayed in the air like it didn't belong to the apartment, like it had been dropped there from somewhere else. Once. Then silence again. Her phone was still pressed to her ear, and her own voice, older, calmer, heavier, was still on the line. Emma whispered, "That knock, was you?" A pause. Then the voice answered, "It's not me doing it." Emma's grip tightened. Then who is? A long silence followed. On the call, she could hear faint background noise now. Not static, something worse, like a room full of quiet movement. Then her future voice spoke again. "You don't understand yet, but time doesn't just move forward." Emma sat up fully in bed now, eyes locked on the door. What does that mean? The voice lowered slightly. "It repeats choices that matter." Another knock hit the door. Same place, same strength. But this time, it echoed slightly wrong, like it was replaying. Emma flinched. No, that's not real. The phone suddenly displayed something she didn't touch. A call interface expanded, and she saw it. Call name changed. Emma, 12 minutes ahead. Her stomach dropped. That's not possible. The voice on the call continued. "You're already hearing this for the second time." Emma shook her head fast. "No, I'm hearing it for the first time." But even as she said it, she felt a strange feeling. Déjà vu. Not memory. Something deeper. Like her body recognized the moment before her mind did. The future voice spoke again. "You always deny it first." Emma whispered, "What am I supposed to do?" The answer came instantly. "Don't open the door when it knocks the third time." Emma's eyes snapped to the door. Third time? A pause. Then the voice said something that made her blood go cold. "It's already happened once, in another version of tonight." Emma swallowed hard. Another version? The phone cracked. Emma stared at her phone. The call ended. No disconnected tone, no warning, just silence, like the conversation had been cut on purpose. Her screen stayed lit for a second longer than normal, then dimmed. The room felt heavier immediately, like the silence had weight now. Emma slowly looked toward the door again. The knock didn't come. That was worse, because now she didn't know if she was waiting for it or already inside the moment where it should happen. She whispered, "Okay, think." Her voice sounded too loud in her own room. She checked the phone again. Call history. There it was. Emma, 12 minutes ahead, 00148. A recorded duration, not a missed call, a completed one. Emma frowned hard. I didn't talk for almost 2 minutes, but she clearly remembered speaking, didn't she? Her memory flickered slightly, like a file opening late, and suddenly, she heard it again. The voice, not from the phone this time, from the hallway, soft, close. Emma? She froze instantly. No. The voice continued, calmer now. You heard it again, right? Emma's breath got shallow. That's not possible. The hallway light outside her room flickered once, then stabilized. Emma slowly moved toward the bed edge, eyes locked on the door. I didn't open it, she whispered. The voice replied immediately. Not yet. A pause. Then, but you will. Emma shook her head hard. No, I won't. Silence. Then the voice said something different this time. Not warning, not instruction, just observation. You're remembering it differently than the first time. Emma stopped. First time? The air in the room shifted slightly, like pressure changed, and suddenly, her phone lit up again. No call, just a video file, automatically opened. A recording started playing. Her bedroom, same angle as if filmed from the corner. Emma in bed, sitting up, holding her phone, talking, to no one visible. Emma's hands went numb, because in the video, she was already reacting to the knock, already afraid, already saying words she hadn't said yet tonight. And the video timestamp read 0329 a.m., but it was still 3:17 in real life. Behind her in the recording, the door slowly started to move. Emma's breath stopped completely. The video on her phone kept playing. Her own bedroom, her own body, but a future she hadn't lived yet. And in that recording, the door was moving, slowly, like something was testing it from the other side. Emma looked at her real door instantly. Still shut, still quiet, but her eyes kept snapping back to the video, like it was pulling her attention against her will. In the recording, Emma stood up from the bed. She hadn't done that in real life. Not yet. The video Emma walked toward the door and whispered something. Emma leaned closer to the phone, trying to hear. In the recording, her voice said, "Don't open it the third time." Emma's stomach dropped because she hadn't said that tonight, not once. The recording Emma placed her hand on the door handle. Emma in real life stepped back instinctively. No, stop. But the video didn't stop. The handle turned, slowly, deliberately. Emma's phone vibrated violently in her hand. New alert, timeline drift detected. Emma whispered, "What does that even mean?" The video suddenly froze, then rewound itself, not by her input, by itself. Back to the moment before the door opened, and the future voice returned. But now it sounded closer, much closer. "Emma." She turned her head sharply. The hallway outside her room was dark, but this time the voice wasn't coming from the phone. It was coming from right outside her door, soft, perfectly aligned with her ear level. "You're remembering the wrong version again." Emma stepped back, shaking. "I'm not opening anything." A pause. Then the voice said, "You already did in one of them." The doorknob in real life twitched, just once. Emma froze. The phone screen flickered again, and now the video showed something new. Another Emma standing behind the first one, watching, waiting, smiling slightly, as if she already knew how this ends. Emma couldn't breathe properly anymore. The doorknob was still, but the idea of it moving was enough to freeze her in place. Her eyes darted between the door and her phone. On the screen, the second Emma, standing behind the first, was still smiling. Not a friendly smile, more like recognition, like she was watching something finally catch up. Emma whispered, "There's two of me." The phone immediately responded with a new line on the video. There always were. Emma shook her head hard. No, no, that's not true. The future voice returned instantly, closer than before. You only notice the split when the outcomes don't match. Emma's throat tightened. What outcomes? A pause. Then, a soft sound came from the hallway. Not a knock this time. A step. Emma turned her head slightly toward the door. Another step. Slow. Measured. Like someone already knew exactly how loud they needed to be for her to hear them. Emma stepped back until her legs hit the bed. Okay, this is not happening, she whispered. But the phone screen disagreed. The video showed her real bedroom again. And now, the camera angle had changed. It wasn't from the corner anymore. It was from behind the door, looking in. Emma felt her stomach drop. No! In the video, the first Emma walked back from the door, confused, afraid, just like her. But the second Emma didn't move. She stayed near the corner of the frame, watching everything like it was predictable. Then, the second Emma on the screen slowly turned her head and looked directly into the camera, right at her, and spoke. Not through the phone, through the room itself. You always wait for the third knock. Emma's voice cracked. I'm not opening it. Silence. Then the future voice replied calmly, You don't have to. Emma frowned. What does that mean? A long pause. The hallway went completely silent again. No footsteps, no movement, just stillness. Then, the voice said one final thing. Because it's already inside the decision loop. Emma froze. Decision loop? The phone suddenly flashed white. All recordings disappeared, and in the darkness of the screen, a live view turned on. Emma's room, from above, like a ceiling camera that shouldn't exist, and Emma saw it, her own hand, slowly reaching toward the door handle, even though she wasn't moving. Emma's body went rigid. She looked down at herself instantly. Her hand was still by her side, not moving, but the phone, the ceiling camera feed, showed something else entirely. Her arm lifting, slow, uncertain, like it was following a script she hadn't approved. Emma whispered, No, I'm not doing that. But the video didn't care what she said. In the live feed, her fingers were already curling toward the door handle. The handle in real life sat completely still. Yet Emma felt it, a faint pull in her wrist, not physical force, something worse, like intention being transferred before action. Her phone vibrated softly. A final message appeared. Synchronization, 87%. Emma's breathing became uneven. Stop syncing me to anything. The future voice returned, but now it sounded calm, too calm. You're resisting a version of you that already finished this moment. Emma shook her head hard. No, that's not true. The ceiling feed flickered, and in that flicker, Emma saw it. The door in the video wasn't opening anymore. It was already open, and standing in the hallway was her, but not afraid, not confused, still, waiting, like she had already accepted everything that was going to happen. Emma stumbled back. That's not me. The voice replied softly. It is the version that didn't interrupt the third knock. A pause. Then, a sound came from the real hallway. Not a knock, not footsteps, just a single, slow tap on the door. Emma froze, her eyes locked on the door handle. The phone displayed, Final sync stage. The future voice whispered one last time, You don't get warned twice. The handle began to turn, slowly, and Emma's hand lifted slightly in response before she chose to move it.
Hey guys, subscribe my channel for more videos.